Oh, hey guys. I'm Drew Harrison. Thank you for joining me on this very cold Monday morning. I hope it's at least a little bit warmer where you're at. We got a great show for you. We got Tales from the Road with one of my favorite comedians to hang out with, Tara Brown. We got What You Eatin', where I'm eating some cinnamon pebbles. Yeah, that's right. They came out with cinnamon pebbles, and I am here to try them for you so you can run to the store and get some yourself because they're delicious. Spoiler alert. And then to round it all off, how about we do a top 5 2000s emo bands? Bet you didn't see that coming. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and let everybody know you're hanging out with your Uncle Drew today. All right? The Kid Mero is a new Hot 97 morning host. He's going to be on the historic platform Monday through Friday, 6 to 10. Funk Flex was filling in after Ebro in the morning ended. So Kid Mero is going to slide on in and take over that morning spot. A Florida deputy tracked down an emu and returned it to safety. Don't get me wrong, the emu got quite a bit of offense in. All right. Before it was all said and done, the deputy had to handcuff the emu's legs because them talons were just lighting him up. Apparently the emu's been watching the news lately. A 99 pack of Godzilla-inspired PBR is hitting the shelves. Toho International, who has the rights to Godzilla and Pabst Blue Ribbon, are releasing 4,000 of these collective cases throughout the country. The actual boxes are meant to be art when you're done drinking the 99 PBRs. I can't remember the last time I had a PBR, and I'm okay with that. Dozens arrested for a small school basketball point shaving ring. About 39 players at 27 D1 schools, and then 5 what they call fixers were indicted over these charges. It's alleged that these players took between $10,000 and $30,000 to manipulate a betting line. Hey, it looks like they got some players that were having some pretty good seasons tied up in this, So that Cottle was, a preseason player of the year, and he was averaging like 20 points a game. So which is unfortunate, No matter what situation these guys were in, they felt they needed to take this money, or they just, felt like doing some criming. It sucks to see. But when are we going to put some of this blame on sports betting being everywhere we look? You know what I mean? Like, I was an idiot at 20. I might be persuaded to do some dumb things. I might be persuaded to do dumb things at 40. So until we address that anytime you turn ESPN on and they're talking about betting and we're putting all of the blame on all these people, I don't feel like that the blame is spread evenly. But like I said, we got a great show for you. Up next, we got sports. What a great week in sports. Let's go ahead and kick it off with some off-season baseball news. The Cardinals send third baseman Nolan Arenado to the Diamondbacks for money and an exciting pitching prospect. The Dodgers keep ruining baseball, or that's what everyone seems to say, by landing the prized free agent pick Kyle Tucker on a 4-year, $240 million deal. I think more of the blame lies on these smaller teams that don't want to pay money. Like, we all want to see the Athletics put a team together. We all want to see the Pirates put some teams behind Skeens, see what he can do. We want to see that dude pitch in October. All right? So, yeah, the Dodgers are going to have to figure it out when in 30 years they owe 20 players millions of dollars that haven't played for them in years. That's going to get real interesting. But I think it's really on the smaller teams, not these big teams. But, yeah, I mean, as a Braves fan, I hate the Dodgers, and I don't want them to get these players. And I don't want the Mets to get players like Bo Bichette, who just signed to a 3-year, $126 million contract. And the Phillies re-upped with Real Muto, 3-year, $45 million contract. So Dante Moore foregoing the draft, returning to Oregon. He's got another year eligibility, and he plans on using it. It's going to get real interesting though, because one of the top quarterbacks in the portal just went to Oregon, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. So going to get real interessante in Eugene, Oregon. Does he enter the portal again? Does he go to another team? Does he take a year and be Dante's backup and then shine his senior year, a lot of questions. What's crazy is seeing what Miami is throwing at this transfer portal quarterback Mensah from Duke. They're reportedly getting him out of his contract and paying him money. That combined is around $10 million. They're giving him a house in a gated country club community. They're giving him an Adidas deal that he's going to be front row and center. And his sister gets a full ride. She's playing soccer in Oregon. Miami in that national championship and making sure they stay there. In the behind-the-scenes action, this college football playoffs can get crazy because the Big Ten commissioner and the SEC commissioner are butting heads and can't come to an agreement. Everyone wants a 16-team playoff. The Big Ten commissioner is holding that hostage because they want them to agree to a 16-team playoff as soon as this coming up year. But then in 3 years, they want it to go to 24 teams. So who knows where this is going to go. I kind of want it to go high school playoffs where you got like 64 teams, just see who wins. You know, let's make this March Madness. Let's do December Madness in the college football ranks. Like, why not? If this sport is going to get truly ridiculous and out of hand and no one seems to want to rein it in, then let's get as ridiculous and out of hand as we possibly can get. Man United won the Manchester Derby, beating Man City. Michael Carrick's first game as a caretaker manager. The guys look great. That's the best defensive performance I've seen since I think I've become a Man United fan. Arsenal couldn't capitalize on the Man City loss. They tied Nottingham Forest, the same Nottingham Forest that lost to Wrexham this past week in the Carabao Cup. So that's fun. So Arsenal is 7 points ahead of Man City in the tables. Over in the NFL, Mike Tomlin calls it quits after 19 years with the Steelers. He stepped down from the team. Word is he might do TV this year. So that'll be fun, interesting to get to know Mike Tomlin a little bit more as a commentator. And the Steelers have only had 3 coaches since 1969. So that's insanity. I remember the Panthers had 3 coaches in a year one time. So Adam Thielen retires. Aaron Rodgers, who knows? I mean, that guy could say he needs 2 weeks to think about things and then make a decision 2 days before the season starts. So I'm not holding my breath on what he plans on doing. Rumor is he's vacationing with his wife. Panthers pick up the 5th-year option on Bryce Young. Still trying to figure out, is that the quarterback of the future? I hope so. I hope he's the quarterback of the Panthers. But then he plays like he played against the Saints. So played great in the playoffs, almost took out the Rams, so I'm excited to see where it goes. John Harbaugh, next head coach of the New York Giants. He inherits the stepbrothers, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, so I'm excited to see what he does with that team. I feel like I've jinxed the AFC playoffs a couple days ago because me and some friends were in a chat, and we were talking about the Bills and Broncos, and it came up. We were like, can't they both lose? And they kind of did. The Bills lost the game. They're out of the playoffs. But then the Broncos lost Bo Nix to a broken bone in his ankle. Old Jared Stidham gets to play in the AFC Championship game now. So, yeah, they kind of both lost. In the AFC, we get Broncos and Patriots to figure out who's going to the Super Bowl. And over on the NFC, it is the Seahawks who've just been running through people up against the Rams, who pulled it out against the Bears last night. I did not know that was going to go to overtime. When the Bears went for it on 4th down with like 3 minutes left and they missed it, I did not see them coming back from that. But, man, if they didn't send it overtime. But Matt Stafford stayed calm, cool, and collected and led his team to another NFC championship. So let me know in the comments who you want to see match up in the Super Bowl. And if you're having a Super Bowl party, what you bringing to the table, huh? You a nachos kind of person? You a sliders? You know, you got some chicken nuggets? What you got? Let me know. Breaking news as we're actually filming this morning, the Bills have fired McDermott, their head coach. I'm speechless. The guy wins so many games every year, but he just can't get over the hump in the playoffs. It's insane. I feel like I jinxed this dude again. I told my wife, I was like, it's going to be crazy if the Bills get rid of McDermott. Wow. So there's another head coach vacancy. Probably the prize job out there. Who's going to be the next head coach? Trying to get them that just ever-eluding championship. We got another What You Eating, and I'm excited. It is another one of my favorite cereals. I've been on a cereal kick lately. You know, I really enjoyed the different flavors of Cinnamon Toast Crunch that I tried a couple weeks back. Got the Cinnamon Fruity Pebbles. Well, I guess Cinnamon Pebbles. And I opened up the box, I poured a bowl, and it smells like straight up I'm in a Cinnabon. So I'm excited. From what I'm seeing online, people are saying that this is better than Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So before I yell blasphemy, let's give it a shot. Those are amazing. Those are fantastic. I hope they keep this around. This will definitely go in the rotation. That's pretty close to a perfect new cereal. Wow, that is really good. If you like the texture of Fruity Pebbles and the flavor of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it's your new favorite cereal. That is really good. It's got a cool little maze on the back. I love the backs of cereal boxes. I think it could be a big step forward on getting us off of our phones all the time. You know, have a nice little bowl of cereal, stare at the back of the box, learn something. No, this is insane. This is crazy. It's gluten-free, so all you gluten-free people that are truly craving the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch is back, and it's in pebble form. These Cinnamon Pebbles are fantastic. I still love my Fruity Pebbles, but these are great. Sorry, Tony, I don't want to steal your catchphrase there. But I'm giving these a 9.5 out of 10. Like, that's just pretty close to perfect as a new cereal that I've tried can be. So if you get a chance, I knew I had faith in them. I went ahead and got the family size because I knew this was going to be a hit. Cinnamon Pebbles, go get them if you see them. And then my wife turned the other half of the box of Cinnamon Pebbles into Cinnamon Pebble Treats. Because when you're celiac, you can't have Rice Krispies, so you turn Fruity Pebbles into Fruity Pebble Treats. So why not enjoy the new flavor? Up next, we got Tales from the Road with Tara Brown. We are back for another Tales from the Road, and I'm joined by my good friend, the hilarious Tara Brown. Tara, how you doing?
Hi, Drew Harrison. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am absolutely fantastic. You got a special you're taping tonight that is fantastic at Third Coast for K Love on Demand. Look at you.
I know. I'm so excited about that for so many reasons because my mom introduced me to K Love Radio and then I started loving it. So to have this be sort of a full circle moment to get to uh, perform for them and have it go out to their audience is so super special to me.
I love it. I love when you get to tape a project and it just has extra meaning to you, you know?
It really does. Because it was funny. I used to, when I would go to my mom's house, she would always have it playing in the background. And I remember one time working from her kitchen table. And you know how you start hearing the music and you're like, yeah, yeah, I do feel like that, you know? And then, so then after constantly hearing it at her house, then it became a staple in my house. So I'm really, really excited about it. Like you said, it's super special.
That's awesome. Well, I know you're going to crush it. So I'm just break a leg because I know you don't even need that luck, you know?
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm always happy to be with you and always happy when you ask me to do something because I know we're going to have fun. So thanks for having me.
Well, right back at you. Thank you for being here. I enjoy projects we get to work on together.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a tale from the road for me?
I have so many tales from the road. Where do we begin? I was thinking about this when you asked me to do this, and you have so many. You're like, okay, which one can I share? And what comes to mind is this one. You know how when you first start out and you're doing all these gigs in all these crazy places, you look back on it and it's like, how did I get there? So I remember once being booked for a gig at a biker bar in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. And in this biker bar, Confederate flags galore. So I'm performing under a Confederate flag, and it's just super rowdy, super crazy. And here I come with my little brand of clean comedy, and they're like, but they were so drunk and they were rowdy. And then I remember one guy, he was so drunk, and he was so drunk that his eyes were only open to like slits, like you could really barely see his eyes. And he's like, "You want to come home with me?" And I said, I'm gonna say no. Then I thought to myself, I said, can you imagine the next morning he gets up and finds this black chick at his house and he's like, hey, how'd you get here? How'd you get here? So I'm thinking, sir, I don't think you want that.
I thought when you were describing the bar at first, I thought you were going to say Fayetteville, North Carolina, because I had to get John Feltz out of there quick. We were about to get,
Really?
we had to do two shows, and the second show, the whole crowd just stayed from the first show. And he just
Uh,
got mad and started going at people. He went after this guy with Confederate flag sleeves. And I turned to
oh,
the guy that was with us, who was a young guy, and he was just hosting for us. I was like, bring the car around. I'm going to get our checks from the bartender, and we'll be out quick.
yes, you have to read the room. I remember, speaking of North Carolina, I did a show. Oh, goodness. I don't think it was Jacksonville. It wasn't near Fayetteville. It was a military town. That's what I remember. It was one of those military cities. And the funniest thing, so again, it was we might have done the same show now that I think about it. Was it in a bar?
It was a biker
We
bar with
might have
like
done the same
bones.
show. Okay, now if I this may sound familiar, so same show. I mean, it was in this bar, two shows that night. I think we did the same thing, Drew. And I would remember thinking to myself, why are there two shows here? Right? And I'm pretty sure this is the place. And I think it was Fayetteville. So the funniest thing is, and they put me up at a Ramada, which I don't know. I don't love, no disrespect to Ramada, but it's not my thing. So anyway, I go to the venue. We do the show. I'm the feature for the show. It was just okay. Just okay. Do the second show again. Just okay. Probably less than just okay. Because we didn't have like a big crowd. They were a little rowdy. I think TVs were playing. They were just not into it. And it was just
Recipe
okay.
for comedy, you know?
100%. So I'm in this place doing combat comedy, like I'm just struggling here. So then I'm like, I can't wait to get out of here. Let me get back to the Ramada, and I'm driving. And this is when I lived in Charlotte, so I'm like, I'll just get back to Charlotte tomorrow. So I get to the parking lot, and I'm looking for my keys. Actually, before I left the parking lot, I'm in the bar and I'm looking for my keys, and I cannot find my keys. And I'm like, where are my keys? So finally, I realized I left my keys in the car, and the car was running for the whole time of the show. So, car's running for the whole time of the show, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the entire world? So, we have a bunch of people who are trying to help me get in the car, and we're like, oh my gosh. And so somehow or another, someone had something to like jimmy the car open, and we got my keys. So this was the funniest part, and you could appreciate this as a comic. So someone said to me while we as we got my car open, they said, you were so funny, but we really couldn't hear you. I said, was that the thing? You guys couldn't hear me? Is that why you all didn't laugh as much? I'm like, I can do the whole show again right here in the parking lot. I totally forgot about my car. I didn't care anything about it. I was like, that's why you didn't laugh, because you couldn't hear it? I was like, I can do it again. But shout out to Toyotas and how good they are in gas, because my car ran for more than 2+ hours and it was still good. And I was able to drive to that Ramada and then drive back to Charlotte the next day. That's why I always drive Toyotas.
That is fantastic. I had a Dodge Ram I let run. I accidentally locked my keys in the car with it running at a Kanye West NERD Rihanna concert, and they charged me
Whoa.
so much money to come to the music venue and bail me
Oh
out.
my gosh. Wow. What I can't maybe we don't want to name the name of that bar, but I'm thinking we did the same bar. Now that you're saying that.
Well, we all know we used to run with the same booker in North Carolina that would put us in those type of situations. So I'm
Yes.
sure it was, because that was the only bar in Fayetteville is the big military town too. So I'm sure it was the same.
And I just kept thinking, why do you have two shows? This makes no sense whatsoever. It's like you do these type of places and you're like, this makes absolutely no sense. And it's funny because sometimes you're taught to believe when you're not getting the audience that it's never the audience, it's you, and you got to get it. And I don't believe that anymore. I'm like, sometimes it's the audience, and I'm
Sometimes
taking
it's
that to my
you.
grave. Yeah, I'm like this. And it's so funny though how you can do um one show and do the same material at another show, and it's two totally different reactions. I've had that one time. I did it a country club once. Set went over so well, so much so I'm like, will there be a parade after this? Are you all loving me like that? I did this same exact set maybe a week later, and it was like, is this thing on? Like, comedy will break your heart. It will lift you up and break your heart in a million different ways.
Most uplifting and humbling thing. Like, and I hate when it happens on the same nights. Like, I hate when you have a great first show and then that second show is garbage.
Oh, that happened to me. I do ships. That happened to me on the ship. So I when I'm on the ships, I do anywhere from 5 to 6 shows per sail. And I did and a couple of them are repeat shows. So I literally repeated the show. The one time I did it, we love her. And I'm like, I'll be signing autographs later. I'm like, no. Next, exactly. Next one, I was like, where's the back door out of here? I was like, I don't understand it. And I always tell people you have to have both short term and long term memory loss with this, because not loss, but short term and long term memory with this, because you have to remember that that one bad set does not define who you are. And you also have to remember, like, I'm good at this. There's a reason I'm here, and it's all gonna be okay. But it was funny because when the the set didn't go as great, and I was like hungry, and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go up to eat. I don't want to see people. Those 3 almonds I had at 4 o'clock, they'll hold me for the night.
That would be the tough part, is having to be like, oh, yeah, y'all just saw me. I got to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't you love though when you do a show and maybe you're on a showcase type show and people didn't love you as much as they loved the other people, and then they just kind of walk by you and just like, hey, you were great, and it's just like, okay. Gotta love
Most
it.
uplifting and humbling thing in the world.
Exactly. But so many the the road is I tell you what, it's so interesting. And I recently did a show. I get really, like, I have to drive a lot, and so once I was in what was that, Bennettsville, South Carolina, and they had put me up in an Airbnb in Chesterfield, and so it was like 30 some odd minutes away or something, and it's super dark, and it's just like, those kind of things, you just like think about your life. You're like, how did I get here? Yeah, when am I going to get somebody
Is
to
this how
draw
I
me?
want to spend my time on this earth,
Exactly. And then I'm just like this. I'm driving and I'm like, please God, don't let deer come out. I'm like, no deer. That's the thing that scares me most, because those roads are super dark in the Carolinas. And I was like, no deer. God, please, no
And they
deer.
will come out of nowhere.
Nowhere. And then it's just like you have to, and I tell people all the time, social media is a really tricky beast, right? Because you get to see people's highlight reels and you get to see the things that people want to show you, but nobody talks about the grind of it all. And I remember posting a video once a while ago when I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I was driving from Nashville to Charlotte. It's like 7+ hours. The way I do it, it's like 7+ hours. And I'm like, this is not the pretty part of comedy. This is not it.
Like they don't see the routine I got to do every morning because my body's so mangled from being in a car for 12 hours a day for
That's
years.
right. Yeah. Wow. Wow. But I, I as odd as it sounds, I wouldn't trade these experiences for the world. Because to your point, this is such a humbling business, and I like to say very character building. And I just feel like one day you'll look back all on all of this. It's very wax on, wax off, right? Like, you got to do these things so that you can get to the other side of it. And this is not for everybody. This is a tough business. It really is. And for all of the success stories you see, there's so many people who didn't happen for. So you're grateful for every opportunity, even the ones that will humble you and make you go to bed early. You're like, I'm not going to eat anything. I didn't deserve a meal. I remember one time I had a show and I didn't think it went well, and I offered. I was like, don't even give me the money. And I just, I felt like I didn't earn it, and I shouldn't have. Yeah, and he was really nice. He goes, take the money, and I was like, I don't know. They hated me.
No, I hear you. It's the pull, it's the highs and the lows. But thank you for
Mhm.
sharing your tales from the road. Where can they
Yes,
find you on the social medias?
Tara Brown Comedy on social media. And thank you. And I said again, I appreciate you so much for having me. I always enjoy talking to you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Tara. I appreciate you. Oh, we got another top five for you. Now, if you ask me, there were only two decent music genres in the early 2000s. Hip hop was arguably the best it had ever been in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I love that. Hip hop was my go to happy party, get hyped before sporting events go to. But as a teenager, like I was in the 90s and 2000s, sometimes you need that emotional outlet. You know, you need to get in touch with your feelings. You need your music to be more emo. So let's do top five early 2000s emo bands. Now, no two emo-ites will have anywhere close to the same list on this, and that's okay. Even me and my wife, you know, we were emo soulmates, and we still liked completely different emo bands. And if we did land on the same emo band, we enjoyed different albums completely. So it's crazy to me how many people love emo, but we don't like the same stuff at all. Getting into the countdown, honorable mention number one, it is Finch. What It Is to Burn is so good. Their debut album came out March 2002. Songs like Letters to You and Without You Here and Postscript, just so many great songs on the album. Saw them live in Winston-Salem, and the whole venue was moving with the music. It was a great experience. The other honorable mention we have is Matchbook Romance. Now, I know this probably doesn't come anywhere close to a lot of people's top fives, but you know how you have that album that just gets you through a breakup and it's just with you forever? Not gonna lie to you. When I went through a divorce, Sugar Ray was there for me. Did not see that coming. But Matchbook Romance's album, Stories and Alibis, got me through like that first quintessential like high school breakup. You know, like if you need to really get in your emotions, go check out Matchbook Romance, Stay Tonight. Onwards and upwards to the countdown. At number five, it is Saves the Day. This Princeton, New Jersey band put out Stay What You Are in 2001 and has my favorite song of theirs, At Your Funeral, on it. And then they really hit their stride with their next album, Through Being Cool. That one had bangers like Hollyhocks, Forget Me Nots, and Rock's Tonic, Juice Magic. That's another thing about emo bands is these song titles, man, come out of left field sometimes, but you love them. It adds to it. It adds to the ambiance of the song. But Saves the Day was kind of like the Bob Dylan of emo. Like, you didn't really understand him most of the time, but you felt the vibes, you know? Felt the vibes. At number four, it is Story of the Year. I saw these guys back on the small stage at Warped Tour, like 2003. It was me and like 12 other people, and still they went full send. The bass player like did a backflip off of the speakers, and his guitar tech threw him his bass. He spun it around. The showmanship. You know, you miss it. And then the next thing I know, you see these guys that I just saw in front of 12 people on MTV with Until the Day I Die. That one and Sidewalks and Anthem of a Dying Day. That album, Page Avenue in 2003, just so good, start to finish. They also were one of those bands that had a bunch of names before. They were like 67 North, 67. They also were Big Blue Monkey at one time. So I think Story of the Year works out pretty good. At number three, it's The Used. This Utah band formed in 2000, and then by 2002 released their self-titled album that just had hit after hit after hit. Taste of Ink, Blue and Yellow, Buried Myself Alive. Truly one of those albums you can just hit play and then just let it roll. They've dropped 9 albums in 24 years, with their last one being in 2023. I did see the lead singer throw up on like the first few rows at the Warped Tour that same year. God, I was glad I was in the back. At number 2, Taking Back Sunday. This is one of those that me and my wife both love, but completely different albums. They're from Amityville, New York, formed in 1999 by Eddie Reyes and Jesse Lacey. My favorite album of theirs, Tell All Your Friends, came out in 2002. God, 2002, what a year for emo music. And it was truly the anthem of my senior year of high school. Like most events I went through my senior year had a Taking Back Sunday song attached to it. You know you truly love an album when you hear one song end and you know exactly how that next song on the album starts. Like you automatically start playing in your head. But we don't listen to albums anymore. So then a random song comes on and then you're bummed out. I miss CDs. You know how I do Cute without the E, You're So Last Summer, Ghost Man on Third, just banger after banger on this album. That's why Taking Back Sunday is number 2 on the list. And number 1, my favorite emo band from the 2000s is New Found Glory. Some Florida boys formed in 1997. But Dressed to Kill off of their self-titled second album, they went that route. They named the second album after themselves. Is one of my favorite songs, so much so that it was my AOL screen name throughout high school. Dressed to Kill 15. That's your boy. Then Sticks and Stones came out in 2002, and that changed the game for me. Like, I loved every song off that album. My Friends Over You, Head on Collision, Sunny, It's Been a Summer. Even All Downhill From Here off of 2004's Catalyst is just such a good song. I love New Found Glory. Unfortunately, they just released a song that don't check it out. Don't listen to it. Let's remember the 2000s New Found Glory, okay? But Yellow Card just put out a song with Good Charlotte that's actually pretty good. And Story of the Year, number 4 in our countdown, they just put out a banger. So go check it out. Go down a little YouTube wormhole. But that is our top 5 2000s emo bands. Please let me know your favorite in the comments. And remember, we all got opinions. We ain't got to be mean about it, all right? I truly want to hear who your favorite bands of that time were. And that's it for our show this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with your Uncle Drew for another week. And remember, the world is on fire, so especially now more than ever, we're all weird. It's way more fun when we're weird together. We'll see you next time.